I'd like to talk to you a minute about what XPRIZEs are about, what the attributes are that make it important and valuable. First thing is, when we launch an XPRIZE, we change the conversation about a problem. It goes from, is this solvable, to when is it going to be solved? So XPRIZes are about giving inspiration and hope. The second thing is, we talk about XPRIZes bringing people in from completely different industries, from different walks of life, and we say, I don't care where you're from, what you've ever done before, where you've gone to school, if you solve this problem, you win. The other thing XPRIZes are about is taking risk. I believe that in the United States and many parts of the world, we are killing ourselves by being so risk adverse. Truly, if something is a breakthrough, the day before it's a breakthrough, it's a crazy idea. You know, computing on silicon when you've been using vacuum tubes is a crazy idea. So how do we allow for risk taking? Large corporations, if they take a big risk and they fail, their stock price plummets. Government agencies, they take a big risk and they fail, there's congressional investigations. So we believe that these large XPRIZes can allow companies and government agencies to take risks and invite crazy ideas that only get rewarded when they're done. XPRIZes don't reward ideas, attempts. We reward events, historic accomplishments. XPRIZes challenge the current paradigm, the paradigm that spaceflight's only for governments versus private individuals. We target areas that are stuck for purposes of the industrial base, the way people think about things, the availability of capital, whatever the reason. The same way that when Lindbergh crossed the Atlantic, this concept of private aviation, when he did that event, it unstuck that industry, and literally within 18 months, he went from 6,000 passengers to 180,000 passengers in the United States. It wasn't like aviation got easier all of a sudden. It was people's paradigm changed, and that unstuck what was going on. When we define an XPRIZE, we're defining the problem and not the solution. So when we did the original Ansari XPRIZE, we didn't say you have to use this kind of propulsion or build this kind of a ship. We said 100 kilometers, 3 people, fly twice within 2 weeks. I don't care how you do it, but if you do it, you win $10 million. Another thing we try and do with the XPRIZE is allow ourselves to attract mavericks through these competitions. The person who would never, because his or her thoughts are so untraditional, be able to get the traditional venture capital or be able to attract a government contract. And that's one of the real attributes. I know that before the Ansari XPRIZE was up and running, when people would go out and say, would you fund my private spaceship? The venture capital world would say, well, there's regulatory risks, there's technology risks, there's market risks. I think I'll put my money in fiber optics or something else instead. But after the Ansari XPRIZE was launched, people could say, would you please fund my team because we want Canada to win over the United States, or we want New York to win over Los Angeles. It all of a sudden brings into play this $20 billion sponsorship market where corporate sponsorship or wealthy individuals are looking for more than just a return on the dollar. So we hope that XPRIZes will bring a brand new form of capital to the marketplace that will drive breakthroughs in innovation. One of the things we do in XPRIZE is it's our mission to focus the spotlight on the competing teams. When we launch these competitions, these high-value competitions, we go out and we say, these 10, 20, 30 teams competing, they're the heroes. It is open to anyone around the planet. We make sure from the very beginning that every XPRIZE that we launch can allow teams from any country, any location, any group to compete. Because the fact of the matter is the breakthroughs may come from someplace completely and totally unexpected and be of tremendous value to everyone. And we help those teams tell their stories. We focus the media spotlight on them so that it makes it easier for them to, in fact, go and raise money. Some of the key attributes of an XPRIZE is their efficiency and their leverage. we go to sponsors and we say, listen, this is a very efficient competition. You only pay when someone wins. And when someone wins, the value of having cured cancer or created a new generation of 100 mile per gallon cars, very valuable. And you pay only in success. You don't pay any attempts. The other thing is the leverage. When you may put up a $10 million prize, you may have 50 or 100 million or more spent to try and win your $10 million prize. How incredible is that? So benefactors who might otherwise get, put up $10 million to fund some type of research and get 20, 30, 50 cents on the dollar because of the overhead. Here we give you multiples. The other thing that's incredible is the fact that we bring about radical breakthroughs. This model is about not incrementalism, but fundamental changes in the way people do things. One of the final attributes of an XPRIZE that's very important is their ability to drive regulatory reform. Many times it's the regulations that hold up a true breakthrough. And I remember it was about a year before the Ansari XPRIZE was likely to be won. And I had meetings that Patty Smith, the associate administrator, set up with me, with Marion Blakey. And I said, Marion, the XPRIZE is likely to be won outside the United States because the rules and regulations to allow private spaceflight do not exist in the US. We were very happy that very quickly thereafter the rules and regulations came into existence. So you can imagine as these large XPRIZes in automotive and genomics, in energy, in life sciences come into existence, that they have the ability to drive regulatory reform because of the large amount of publicity and the large invested interest going on. So we hope that all of these attributes of what make an XPRIZE real and exciting are something that are exciting to you as well.